Coming up on Chapman News, tips on how to keep your bike safe from thieves in the community.
Plus, an Orange County High School is soaring to new heights. We'll have the bird's eye view of what else students are up to.
Maybe it's aviation based without really being.
And live in the studio, we have dancer-performer Alex Kessinger here to talk about American.
And I'm Deborah Kendrick. We start the show with tragic news of another school shooting in Tennessee, where 3 people were shot on the main campus of Tennessee State University in Nashville late Thursday night, leaving 1 person dead and 2 students injured and hospitalized.
The incident all started over a dice game between 2 men not enrolled at the university during a student gathering. The men were seen gambling with dice just before the incident. Both men began to argue before exchanging gunfire with one another.
And we'll bring you the latest as the story still develops.
Orange County is facing a problem that has been brought to the forefront here in 2015, with more than a quarter of pedestrians struck and killed while crossing the street. Reporter Justin Gillerman has more on the issue that has Orange residents feeling unsafe.
Wait.
According to a story in the OC Register, Orange County has seen a rise of pedestrians being struck and killed by an automobile in 2015. From January through October, 48 people have died according to data from the county coroner. That's roughly 1 pedestrian being killed every 6 days. The fact of the matter is that residents don't feel safe when they are crossing the street.
In all honesty, I don't. I can definitely say that whether I'm crossing on or off a crosswalk, I don't really feel safe walking around the sidewalks or the street here.
According to the Register, victims of these killings are generally older adults walking at night. And the cities with the most incidents are Santa Ana and Orange. This may be a reason why the amount of crosswalks in these specific cities have risen.
As a matter of fact, I'm actually really happy about the new crosswalk they put in not too far away from here, the one at Palm and Glassell. I find that really useful, and quite honestly, I don't know why they even put up more of them.
Authorities were unable to be reached for comment, but it is clear to see the effect these incidents are having on the county, as the death toll is expected to exceed last year's number of 55. Statewide, these numbers are increasing as well due to the fact that streets are now more safer for motorists than for pedestrians. Reporting in Orange County, I'm Justin Gillerman, Chapman News.
California ranks as the 9th deadliest state for pedestrians, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, with nearly 700 people killed in 2013.
We are already midway through the semester, and bike theft reports are on the rise, with the most common area near residence halls and Arduous Forum. I recently talked with Orange PD and Public Safety to see what you can do to prevent yourself from being a victim and what Chapman is doing to prevent thieves from increasing. It's as simple as a click and a turn.
If you're going to make it easy for them, there's a much more likelihood that you're going to be the victim of a crime.
On college campuses, students are the easiest targets to thieves looking to score some extra cash. Some common mistakes that Public Safety and Orange PD are seeing among the community may seem as common sense to some, but not to others. Another common mistake that Chapman students make is not placing their bike on a proper bike rack. Now, as you can see, these bikes are placed on a proper bike rack with the proper lock. However, this bike is not.
One of the biggest things that can help us with bicycle thefts is getting them licensed. And a lot of people don't realize that that's actually a law. You have to get your bicycle licensed.
A thief's main objective is to blend in and go unnoticed. Now, in this surveillance video, 2 males are seen walking around residence halls at night, looking for a bike to snatch. With no one around, they make their move with a pair of garden tools. But it wasn't long until they were caught by the police. Chapman senior CJ Howe has never had his bike stolen, but if he ever did, he told me he'd be devastated.
I'd be in a lot of trouble. I'd be walking everywhere, including the grocery store and the class, so it would not be good.
Public Safety released their crime report showing that the number of bike thefts are increasing already for this semester. However, steps are being made to improve.
We're working with facilities on putting out more areas where people can lock their bike up to properly. Obviously, that's the key prevention.
And if you haven't registered your bicycle, you can do so for free from Chapman Public Safety. And if you need a Yule lock, Public Safety has those available for a cheap price to make sure that resources are available for Chapman students. Now, Wolfie, I feel like I've seen you around campus probably with a bike.
Yeah, I have. I like to ride my bike once in a while, but nowadays I try to keep it safe because I actually had my brakes cut a couple years ago, so I try to keep my bike
Well, I'm
under
glad
lock.
that I did that story because hopefully that prevents someone else from having the same situation as you.
We can only hope so. A local high school is giving students the opportunity to fly airplanes in the classroom. Reporter Julie Martinato has more on the story.
You set up that best glide.
Canyon High School in Anaheim has introduced a one-of-a-kind aviation pathway.
There are some high school aviation programs, but they're usually an after-school program, or maybe it's aviation-based without really being a pilot ground school like we're doing here. And ours is during the day as a normal elective that they can take.
Mr. Steve Smith is a licensed pilot and certified flight instructor with almost 5,000 hours of flight experience.
I get to still be a high school teacher, but I still get to work in and around aviation.
Courses include in-class simulators, guest speakers, and field trips to local airports.
The best lesson that you'll probably learn in this class is wing dihedral.
Oh, yeah.
Which is where the wings, they have like a V shape, going at a certain speed. And the best wing dihedral to fly it is a 30-degree bank, wing dihedral.
Being at a high school, I'm getting students that have zero experience. They might be taking the class just because they're curious.
But some students already know they want to fly.
I want to get my private pilot's license.
One lucky kid even got to log some flight time over the summer.
He and I went flying a couple of times, and he said, "You're right, flying those simulators is just like a real airplane."
If you want to be a pilot, this is the class to take, especially if you're in high school. The final at the end of this class is the FAA written exam.
There's high hopes for this specialized program.
The response has been so good and so positive. I'm kind of anxious to see where it's all going to go.
Reporting in Anaheim, I'm Julie Martirano, Chapman News.
Right now, it's a 2-year program and it's in its 2nd year. We're excited to see the seniors first take off.
I wish my high school had that, because I want to see what I look like when flying an airplane.
I know, right? Flying an airplane in high school has got to be one of the coolest things you could do. So, Deborah, I don't know about you, but every time I go grocery shopping, I get to pick from Ralph's, Fresh and Easy, Albertsons, just so many options here in the Orange County area.
Right, but the bad thing about that is, of course, there's so much competition and a lot of these businesses are going out. Now, I know Yuri Sharon is outside an Orange Fresh and Easy location, which will be going out of business this fall, sadly. Hey, Yuri, what can you tell us about this?
That's right, guys. It's a very sad day for grocery shoppers here in America. I know I am sad to see Fresh and Easy say goodbye. Now, the company has only been around for 8 years, but it has had a past filled with financial difficulties. We have to remember that Fresh and Easy is an American chain created by British Tesco supermarkets, but 2 years ago, it was sold to a private investor because they lost so many millions of dollars. And of course, they also filed for bankruptcy protection. Now, this week, the company came out with a statement saying, quote, "Over the last 2 years, we have been working hard to build a new Fresh and Easy. While we made progress in stemming our losses and moving the business closer to break even, unfortunately, we have been unable to obtain financing and the liquidity necessary to continue to fund the business going forward." Fresh and Easy will be closing over 100 stores here in California, Nevada, Arizona, and this past Wednesday, they sent off over 3,000 employee layoff notices, which is not a good thing. Fresh and Easy will be closing down their stores here in Orange County, specifically in Anaheim Hills, Costa Mesa, Garden Grove, and of course this location right here in the city of Orange. Now for now, I'm going to go inside and stock up my groceries before they close, but I'm Yuri Sharon, back to you guys in studio.
Yuri, that's a good idea. Thank you.
Gosh, that's really a shame. I really like Fresh and Easy. It's 24-hour food, which is really hard to find here in Orange.
I know, and speaking of things hard to find in Orange, parking. I feel like parking is such a nightmare
Oh
here.
my God, you're telling me. It took me almost 30 minutes to find a parking spot the other day here, and I could not stand that parking structure.
Right, and as we all know, parking is never easy, but in Orange, the spring 2016, the task could get a little easier. The City of Orange released their plans for parking improvement to the public this summer, and the plans are still on track for development. The parking structure will be located near the Orange Metrolink station at Chapman Avenue and Lemon Street. The structure is set to have 5 levels and just over 600 spots. 500 of the spots will be dedicated to commuters who use the Metrolink train, and the remaining spots will be available for the general O-Town Orange use.
Coming up, the former Prime Minister of Yugoslavia and Governor Jerry Brown share some of their personal stories with Chapman students and faculty.
And cheerleading will soon be an official sport. We have reactions from our local cheer community. coming up. It's finally starting to feel like fall with cooler mornings and nights. I'll have your weekly temperatures when we come back. You're watching Chapman News, Orange County's news leader.
Follow your dreams.
Nice block one, guys.
Chapman University. Take your life to new heights. Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. History, philosophy, peace studies, languages. Study abroad and explore the world. Become a global citizen. The Wilkinson College at Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
And welcome back. Chapman University welcomes several incredible guests to its campus this week. Milan Panić, Yugoslavia's prime minister, also an American citizen, visited us to talk about his journey. Reporter Juliet Acheksai has more.
This is the biggest, the best, the strongest country, and I want to make it a country of peace.
Tuesday evening, the Chapman community hosted a few very special guests to a panel discussion honoring the life of former Yugoslavian Prime Minister Milan Panić. President of Chapman University, Dr. Jim Doty, and Leatherby Libraries arranged the event, which honored the peacemaking politician and businessman. The panel, which included President Doty, Panić, and Dr. Mark Axelrod, the authorized biographer of Milan Panić, spoke to more than 300 guests in the audience. Among those to honor Panić were California Governor and longtime friend, Governor Jerry Brown. And since he was on his second visit to Chapman University, he spoke to us about what makes this generation of college students so important to our future.
Next generation is the engine of change, because those who have made things work the way they work are comfortable, whereas those who are coming up always look to kind of dump over the apple cart, and that's kind of what I expect.
Throughout the discussion, Panić told stories of peace and times of turbulence. He also expressed his pride in America and the price of our power.
We are by far the #1 country of the world. The world is looking at us. That makes us we have to be very responsible for that position.
Writer of Panić's most recent biography and Chapman English professor, Dr. Mark Axelrod, has hopes of what attendees will take away from the event.
Primarily to get a sense of who Milan Panić is and where he comes from and the kinds of things he's been doing all of his life, not only in terms of business and philanthropy, but also in terms of what he's done politically.
At the end of the event, guests were invited to mingle at a reception where they spoke of Panić's ideas and stories throughout the night. Now, most agree that these ideas and thoughts are universal. Guests also got to leave with autobiographies and the signed version of the biography of Milan Panić's, but they didn't just leave with a book or notes. They left with Panić's unwavering and unfaltering idea of peace, peace, peace. Reporting from the Fish Interfaith Center at Chapman University, this is Juliet Acheksai for Chapman News.
With Chapman's American Celebration coming up on November 6th, we'd like to welcome in senior performer Alex Kessinger. Alex, thanks for being with us in the studio today.
Thank you.
Now, Alex, we have to ask you, what is American Celebration exactly?
American Celebration is a huge performance put on by all of COPA, which is the College of Performing Arts, and we put on a huge gala and grand performance so then we can raise money for all of the scholarships here at Chapman University.
And how long have you been involved with
I've
this?
been involved all 4 years.
Oh, okay. What was your initial reason why you wanted to get involved?
I wanted to get involved because Chapman has given me so many great opportunities over the last few years, and I just thought, you know, why not return the favor? And Chapman's just a great place to do that.
Wonderful.
Now, who performs with you on stage during this celebration? Is it students, faculty? I mean, who can get involved?
It's pretty much all students. So as a dancer, I have performed with all the musicians. I've performed with the theater students and the vocal performance majors, and they're brilliant.
And what has been your favorite memory so far?
I think my favorite memory so far, That's a tough one because there's definitely been some great ones. I think just like the experience that we are given on stage and having the grand gala on the Saturday night and seeing the stunning dresses even from stage, like on stage, is the greatest feeling, and having that applause afterwards.
Right. And what is one thing that you kind of want people that do come to take away from it?
I want them to take away that not only are we students and we're doing this for a great benefit, but we're doing it because we love it. And performing in front of a live audience really just kind of gives us that excitement that we've longed for and why we choose that as our passion.
Perfect. And
Any way you could give us a little sneak peek at what's to come at this year's American Celebration?
I actually do not quite know. It's kind of a surprise as of right now. I do know that they're collaborating all of the past AMCELs or American Celebrations, and so maybe it's going to be a surprise for all of us.
And is there a fee to come to the event, or is it free?
The first night is a $50 fee, and then the second night ranges on where you sit.
And it's all
pretty
going
expensive.
towards scholarships, you said, right?
Yes.
That's great. Perfect.
Wow.
All right. Well, we want to definitely make sure that everyone tunes in next week for the second American Celebration guest director, Tammy Thompson. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thanks.
Cheerleaders are athletes. Governor Jerry Brown thinks so. Gia Petrolia has the story.
Despite the opinion of many, high school cheerleading has been considered a club or activity and has not been recognized as a sport in high schools across California. According to the American Association of Cheerleading Coaches and Administrators, cheerleading has evolved over the past 20 years and involves skills which require the strength of football, the grace of dance, and the agility of gymnastics. Both football and gymnastics are sports that are legally recognized in high schools and regulated by the California Interscholastic Federation, or CIF. And now, to the delight of many high school students, cheerleading is too.
I think it's a good way to recognize the sport because everybody doesn't think it's a sport, so it's good for it to be out there now, and that people now know that it is a sport.
Yeah, I feel like it's finally getting the recognition that it deserves.
Although many high school cheerleaders are ecstatic that they are finally getting the recognition they deserve by being legally recognized as athletes, many coaches are concerned that the CIF rules and regulations are going to change the way the sport operates too much.
I have a lot of mixed feelings. It's great in that we are starting to get more and more recognition as an actual athletic sport. But at the same time, a lot of us in the industry are concerned because now it's going to be considered a CIF sport, and now we have to go along with the regulations of that in 2 years. And those regulations don't really work with our sport.
The bill, which was authored by Assemblywoman and former high school cheerleader Lorena Gonzalez, states cheerleading will be officially recognized as a CIF sport starting in the 2017 school year. But whether the cheer community will be jumping for joy or not is still unsure.
Thanks, Gina. California cheerleaders have until the bill takes effect in 2017 to change the way that they practice. Now, Deborah, it feels like fall outside, but I can't really tell because the weather has just been so up and down the past couple weeks.
I completely agree with you, but we're so lucky to be in Southern California because I know a lot of the East Coast are experiencing all that cold, and for us, cold is what, like 60 degrees? It's really not that bad.
Maybe 70 sometimes.
Exactly.
I know I'll wear a jacket when it's 65 out.
Well, hey, Monica is standing by in the Weather Center to tell us what we can expect this weekend. Hey, Monica.
Hey, Deborah. Hey, Wolf. Thank you. And we will get to the weekly temperatures in a second. First off, you can see that the temperature for today right now is at a nice 79 degrees. I know we're pretty used to that in Southern California. It's pretty foggy right now, so
you know what, Monica? I'm so sorry. I think the audio went out in the tech room, but
it looks like
we'll
have
definitely
to
come back to you.
Yeah, we'll have to come back. Sorry about that. And now we're going to have sports with our friend Max. Max, what can we look forward to in sports this week?
The Cubs have a chance to go to the World Series. Very, very exciting news in that. Plus, Panthers get great looks back on the past and to honor their
Odds of becoming an astronaut, 1 in 13,200,000.
Odds of being struck by lightning, 1 in 576,000. Odds of dating a supermodel, 1 in 88,000. Odds of bowling a perfect game, 1 in 11,500. Odds of being trapped in an elevator, 1 in 24,528. Odds of catching a ball at a major league game, 1 in 563. Odds of an injury from shaving, 1 in 6,585. Odds of tripping while texting, 1 in 10. Odds of getting cancer in your lifetime, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women.
It's up to us.
To change the odds for our generation.
For the ones we love. For our future.
If you don't like the odds, stand up. Stand up to cancer.
Emergencies and disasters happen with little or no warning and often occur while you are away from home. Be ready for emergencies by registering your alternate phone numbers, cell phones, and email addresses at alertoc.com. You will receive alerts when an emergency occurs near your workplace or neighborhood.
Oh, thank you. All right, here we go. Back to weather. You know, sometimes we have technical difficulties. No big deal. Now, as I said, you know, it's looking like a great day to take your family out to the pumpkin patch, get started on carving those pumpkins. If you have a great design, send it in to us at Chapman News, #ChapmanNews. Now, if we move on, we can see that right now there are some cooling temperatures if we move up north with temperatures as low as 30 degrees up here north, and then there's actually some breaking news out of Mexico today. Hurricane Patricia is expected to hit today with winds as high as 200 miles per hour. So make sure if you have family down there in Mexico, just give them a call, make sure they're okay, because that's expected sometime today. Now, if we take a closer look at the Orange County forecast, we can see that coming up in Irvine, we will have 78 degrees, over here 78 degrees too, down here 73, so all looking like a pretty hot day overall. Then if we branch out into the SoCal forecast, over here in Palm Springs, it's looking really hot, 88 degrees. Over in Big Bear, only 61, so if you want to treat your special someone to a cabin in the woods or something at Big Bear, it may be the best time to do it now before all of the rush during the holidays. So now we move on to our 5-day outlook. As you can see, it's going to be a pretty hot week with temperatures in the 80s, lows in the 60s. And then as we get into the busy work week, Monday, Tuesday, it'll cool down with some fog. And then if you are planning tonight on celebrating Halloween a little early and going out to one of those haunted houses such as Dark Harbor right here behind me, we are seeing some temperatures in the 72 tonight, around 72 tonight at 7 p.m. And then later on in the night, it'll be cooling down 68 or 67 degrees or so. So make sure if you do decide to wear that costume to bring a sweater. Now that's all I have time for today. I'm going to throw it back to you guys.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Best Campus Sports Show. I'm Max Seixla. Let's get things started. Coming off their first win of the season, the Panther football team looked to take another one on the road in Occidental. Let's look back at the highlights. It looks like the Panthers came out on a homecoming day for a target, started hot on offense with this 85-yard touchdown pass from Mac Vail. That is fast. The Tigers answered very quickly with a great one-handed catch by Devin Bullock, cutting the lead to 14-13. Then Jeremiah McKibbins punches this one in, giving the Panthers a 21-13 lead at the half. In the second half, Mac Vail rolling on his right, drops it, butter on his fingers. Oxy takes it. They would finally put it away in the fourth quarter with this game-winning touchdown catch from who else but Devin Bullock, giving Oxy the win 35-27. Coach Owens talked about the loss after the game.
It's the second conference game where we played poor in the fourth quarter and let a team back in the game. So not a lot you can say when you have the opportunity to win and then don't close the door.
The Panthers fall to 1-4, but come home this weekend against Kowloon. The Panthers of the past will be back on campus this weekend to celebrate the Hall of Fame careers of old friends. Chapman will honor its 36th Hall of Fame class with a banquet reception Saturday afternoon. The inductees include former soccer player and coach Eunice Bobbert, baseball player Alex Taylor, and the 1995 National Championship softball team. They will recognize during halftime on the Panther football game along with past inductees in the audience. Then they will make their way to the Hall of Fame where we will give them a new plaque be revealed representing the class of 2015. Every Hall of Fame plaque can be viewed at the Gray Victory Way main entrance to Ernie Chapman Stadium. Each week, Chapman Athletics chooses a player who went above and beyond for their team as the Athlete of the Week. This week, the honor goes to Jack Hillman of the men's water polo team. Hillman scored 3 goals in just as many minutes on Saturday against Cal Lutheran, and another goal on Wednesday against Redlands. Here's what he had to say about the award.
I mean, it's a nice award, and I feel very honored. But it's just a reminder of I need to keep working hard, and the team needs to keep improving if we want to take this thing all the way, which we obviously do. So I just feel my role is to get in there and work for as long as possible until I'm noted otherwise. So I don't think I personally made any adjustments. I feel like our team has really come together on defense especially, which has really been allowing me to go all out on the counterattacks. And the team defense with just the way we've been shutting teams down really helps feed me because then I can just counter out and score some easy goals from there.
Hillman and the Panthers will be taking on Pomona-Pitzer this Saturday. That's it for me with sports. Going on, Sabina, what is going on with entertainment?
Find out which Orange County chef is competing on the new season of Top Chef. The intern queen also stopped by campus on Wednesday, and we have the scoop on her exclusive tips for landing your next gig. This and more only on Chapman News.
Stand up for what's right. Chapman University. Passion, perseverance, teamwork, integrity. Create value in the world. The School of Law at Chapman University.
All right, ready?
Lead.
Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. As a requirement here at Dodge College, all television students are required to take an internship for 1 semester of their college career.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree. I think it's great. I know some colleges maybe don't have that requirement, but I think for a lot of us, that's really, put us out there. And I got the privilege to intern at KTLA, and I'm sure you had a lot too.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to work with Big West and ESPN3, and they've been nothing but nice to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone who knows a lot about internships, the internship queen herself. Sabina has more in the Entertainment Center.
CEO, intern, and author of All Work, No Pay, Lauren Berger visited Chapman to give students advice on how to score professional internships in college. She's been internationally recognized for her career tips and has been featured on the Today Show and the New York Times.
Don't be the disappearing intern. Don't be the student that, for whatever reason, doesn't respond to an employer. Even if you've already taken another internship, always respond to employers when they email you, whether it's to set up an interview, whether it's after the interview. If they offer you the position and you're not interested because you took something else, just tell them.
A networking session was held for students to participate in after her talk, hosted by the Career Development Center. Wednesday was Back to the Future Day, a day tributing the 1985 film. And Back to the Future Part 2, Marty McFly travels to October 21st, 2015. Chapman students and Orange County residents alike took to celebrate in costume and movie marathons. Select theaters like the Irvine Spectrum hosted back-to-back screenings of the 3 films. Between makeshift skateboard hoverboards and Nike actually releasing self-lacing Nike shoes, the day was honored in style. We want to hear how you celebrated Back to the Future Day. Give us a tag on Instagram at Chapman News. Laguna Beach chef Amar Santana will be competing in the next season of Top Chef.
The cook comes from starting his own restaurant, Broadway by Amar Santana, in 2011, and is in the works of opening his second restaurant, Vaca, a Spanish steakhouse in Costa Mesa. While he can't reveal too much about season 13, viewers can tune in to watch the Orange County native on December 2nd on Bravo. Disney's The Lion King has returned to Orange County's Sagerstorm Center in the Arts for the month of October. The international phenomenon has captured the hearts of over 80 million people worldwide and continues to enrapture its fans. While being the winner of 6 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, The Lion King features not only incredible talent, but also some of Broadway's most well-known music, written by Elton John and Tim Rice. Directed by Julie Taymor, this is certainly not a show you want to miss. Disney's The Lion King will continue at Sagerstorm until November 1st. Now, that's all I have for me for entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks. Sabina.
Make sure you log on to our website at chapmannews.tv to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsies bios, and the top headlines.
And make sure you also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Chapman News, Twitter and Instagram at Chapman News, and YouTube at youtube.com/Chapman News.
Before we go, real quick, I'd like to give a quick shout out to my co-anchor Deborah, who this past week won the Asian American Journalism Association Scholarship. She makes us all very proud here in the studio. And Deborah, we want to congratulate you for that award.
Thank you guys so much. Everyone have a great week. Wolfie, you're the man. We'll see you next time at the same place. Have a great weekend.
Bye guys, thank you.